Welcome back to another Teacher Tech Tip. Today I'm going to talk to you all about choice boards. I also have a free download available to you in the link in the description below, so make sure you check that out. Make sure you like this video if you like it and subscribe if you haven't already. This video is actually a clip from a presentation that I did, so enjoy, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below.
So I want to preface this by saying that this isn't something that's only for distance learning. You can use this when we're back in the physical classroom as well. For example, if I want to do a whole group instruction and then split my kids up into groups, whether it's on their strengths and weaknesses on the content that we're going over, I could give them a choice board and they can choose what activity they actually want to work on or they feel that they can be stronger in. And I can walk around, facilitate, and also, meet with a small group. So I can see this being used not only in distance learning, but also in the real classroom once we're back. So, for example, when I was saying that students are more likely to choose assignments they're more comfortable with, this is my very first choice board. As you can see, I was very excited and made 5 choices. I learned quickly that that was a lot, because I would have to be checking each one of those different resources that I let them work on. So I did bring it down a little bit as I kept going. But one of the choices was a PowerPoint, and the only students that turned in PowerPoints sent in these like beautiful presentations, and they had templates and they had borders and used images. So I could tell that they were really comfortable making presentations. Whereas the other students that chose to write a paragraph were probably more comfortable with writing than doing something more creative. So they're still working on the content and they're still covering what they need to cover. For example, this week it was public policy, but they're doing it in a way that they like to do it. So this, when I started doing this choice board option, I noticed that I had a lot of more activity in getting assignments turned in, etc. So that was something that was really helpful. So this is the next week. I decided to bring it down to 3, and I gave them some different options than before, just to switch it up. I gave them a game in iCivics that they could do, and I gave them very explicit instructions on how to turn it in. I think that's really important for this whole distance learning thing. Giving them instructions like 5 times and also very, very clearly. And then I found another website with some more resources and created a quiz out of it. And my last option was giving them some medium and high complexity questions for civics that they could write claim, evidence, reasoning answers for. And all of these different choices, I showed them how to turn them in. And mostly I utilized Teams, since I moved my class over to Teams when this all began, and clearly labeled the choices. So when they went into the assignment, they knew which one they needed to turn it in, like where they needed to turn it in. And I'll show you a screenshot of that after this. And then similarly with speech and debate, when I started doing this with them, instead of giving them 3 choices of like actual assignments, I gave them each the same assignment, which was to write an argument. I told them that I needed to have at least 2 racist paragraphs, which is what we use in our class. But I gave them the option of what question to answer. So choice boards don't have to just be like, here's a bunch of assignments, pick one. It could be, here's what I want you to do, but you can choose how you want to do it or how you want to complete it, or what question to focus on, for example. So they were talking about juries, and I gave them 3 different questions they could argue about. Should we replace the jury system? Is trial by jury better than bench trial? And should jury duty be optional? And then when we had our Zoom, we were able to discuss some of their arguments, and they kind of like went back and forth, and it was a good way to incorporate that in our Zoom meeting for that week. And then I also made a video, because a lot of them were like not clicking the PDF that I was uploading. So I created this video on Loom, and I just kind of like gave them like a little mini lesson on how to go about turning in the different assignments and how to do all those things, just in case they weren't clear on that. And this is what it looks like in Teams for assignments. So I put here, be explicit. So I wrote the first day of the first week of that week that it was due. And as you can see, that the amount that's turned in varies because some students chose to do the PowerPoint, some chose to do the paragraph, and then others were in the other places that I allowed them. So whether it was in my email or in the Newsela. So that just shows them where they need to turn it in if it was in Teams. And this is what the debate assignment looked like. I basically copied everything again just so they could have it with them. And I just created a new Word document that they can actually edit themselves. It creates like a separate copy for them. And I had everything again relisted with the directions very explicit so they could type their argument there.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to this channel for more Teacher Tech Tip videos. There is a link in my description that will allow you to download a free choice board template that also includes this example. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video.